So when the market is bullish, it's usually dominated by these are buyers, okay? And these buyers, we say, we call this an up trade, okay? And this is usually dominated by green candles. So the green candles, so anytime you see the green candles, utaona green candles, they are pushing up. You can see these are green candles going up, and this is red candles which are going down. These are red candles going down, and these are green candles going up. Red candles going down, green candles going up. Green candles going down, red candles going down, and the green candles moving up. So always you see the green candles moving up, the red candles going down. Okay, so they go opposite each other. So why are we saying this market is bullish? The word bullish comes from the word bull. Okay, kuna mului hapa kwa nyumba. These are bulls in the market. So anytime you see the bulls in the market, the work of bulls is to push the price up. So if a bull wants to attack you, how will it attack you? The bull will attack you pushing the enemy up. Okay? So ukitaka kugongwa na ng'ombe, ng'ombe inakugonga, inaweka kichwa chini, inarusha wewe juu. Okay? Those are what we call those are the bulls in the market. So anytime you hear people say, the bulls, the market is going up, the bulls have taken over the market, okay? Just know, I don't know if you're together. Yeah, I can see the numbers because someone was texting me that they are late. Which group are they joined? Let me check. Just give me 1 second. I confirm with them. I reshare the link again. Just 1 minute. Let me share the link again. Just a minute. Okay, I've shared. Let them join as we continue. So, sorry about that. You know, mimi ni mzazi wa watoto wengi sana. Now, so when we say the market is bullish, how bulls attack you? Wale wamegrow ushago. How bulls attack you? They attack their enemy, pushing the head up. Okay? So the bears attack pushing the head down, and the bulls attack pushing the head up. So the work of bulls, and those are the buyers, the work of the bulls is to push the price up. So how can we apply this in our real market? Now, for instance, if you go to Isili during Christmas, how are the prices of clothes? What are the prices? How are the prices? When you go to buy a piece of cloth, a piece of trousers, or a pair of shoes, or a pair of trousers, or a pair of shoes in Isli during Christmas, how are the prices? The prices are usually very high, okay? Because we have so many buyers in that market, okay? The demand is very high for that pair of trousers, okay? Wale walikuwa wamevaa t-shirts za 3D, yeah? You find every Gen Z wants to buy that t-shirt, yeah, 3D. Now, another case, what happens when you are traveling from Nairobi to the village? So from Nairobi to Kisumu, Roba, from Nairobi to Machakos, what happens during Christmas? The fares are usually very high. Reason why? Because there are so many buyers. There are so many people who want to buy that service. There are so many people who want to travel. So what happens to the drivers? They hike the prices. The matatu guys, they hike the prices because there is a lot of demand. The demand is very high. So when the demand is very high, the prices go up. Okay, and so the price is usually hiked because we get a lot of demand from the buyers. So the buyers are many. So everyone wants to buy. Everyone has money to buy or to travel. So what happens? They push the prices up. So the pressure from the buyers, they tend to push the prices up. Those are the buyers. Now the opposite of the buyers. Now January, no one wants to travel from Nairobi to Kisumu or from Nairobi to Machakos. What happens to the fares? The fares drop. Reason why? There are so many matatus at the stage. Yeah, there are so many matatus at country bus. So what happens? Or even the flights. There are so many flights, but no travelers, no passengers who want to travel. So what happens to the industry? They lower the prices so that they can attract that single customer, because there are so many flights, but there's less demand. So when the demand is less, when there are few customers, when there are few buyers, what happens to the prices? The prices drop because everyone is selling. So what happens? There's a lot of competition. They lower the prices to attract that single customer. So that's what happens to our market. So when there's a lot of pressure from the buyers, the price goes up. When there's a lot of pressure from the sellers, the price goes down. Sijui kama kuna question, sijui kama nimekimbia mbio, because I'm trying to catch up. I need you guys to be trading by Monday, by next week Friday. You should be making $1 by next week Friday. Tuko pamoja Martin? Martin, are we together? Nani mwingine amepotea? Doreen, how are you? Oh, nice. Nani mwingine amepotea? Hey, where is this guy? Where is this guy? Maweu, vipi? Ah, nice. Tuko sawa. Richard. Ah, Richard hayuko. Huyo ni next week. Isabella, are you there? Isabella, all the way from the US. Isabella, are you there? Okay, I'll sort her out. Okay. So let's continue. Nani mwingine amebaki? Florence, are you there? Naita Roko. Sawa basi. Eh, now watatupata tukiendelea. Now, so when we get a lot of pressure from the buyers, I said that's when the price goes up. When we get a lot of pressure from the sellers, the price goes down. Sawa sawa kidogo. Emma, naweza kucall after class? Please, naweza kucall after class? Can we have the meeting tomorrow? Are you available? Anytime from 11. I wanted you to meet the Zealand's team. Welcome. Wacha hizo. Welcome. Welcome and listen. Wacha nikwambie, kwa hii industry, you always look for a better deal. Nitakuchanua. Just stick around. Siwezi kupeleka kwa moto. Nitakuonyesha kitu. So angalia, niambie. To communicate asubuhi. Okay, asante. Okay. Oh, sorry, that was very urgent. Okay, so now let's look at the other item. Now, when the market is not going down or when the market is going up, when the market is 50-50, the market doesn't want to go up, the market doesn't want to go down, or the market doesn't want to go up. This market is just like that on a straight line. So at this instance, candles are printed one against another. Okay, the candles are printed like that. So it forms a straight line. Okay, it doesn't give us a bearish move or a bullish vibe. Okay, the market is not on a up trade or on a down trade. So when candles are printed alongside each other like that, candles are moving within the same range, we say this market is doing what? We say this is consolidation. So we say this market is consolidating, or we can say this market is ranging. That's what we say. So anytime you see the market, the candles being printed alongside each other, we say this market is consolidating. So utaona candles in a move within the same range. So this time when there's a lot of consolidation, We say this market is one of the crazy market you can find yourself in. So I always use that emoji and say this is a danger zone. This is not a good market. This is a crazy market. So as a trader, what you should do is to avoid that market at all costs. Avoid that market as much as you can. Toka kwa hiyo soko kabisa, usijaribu kuangalia hiyo soko. Anytime you see the market consolidating like that, avoid that market. Now let's see on our chart and see examples of that consolidating market. The reason why I say you should avoid that market, because after every consolidation there must be something we call a breakout, because these are the two major moves. So this, the major move is a down trade. The next major move is the up trade. Okay, so when the market is 50-50, this is a crazy market. At the end of it all, there must be one of these two moves. There must be either a bullish move or there must be a bearish move. So that's why I'm saying this is a crazy market. You should avoid that market at all costs. Okay, because at the end of every consolidation, and I repeat, there must be a breakout. So the breakout might either happen on the upper side, and when we get the breakout on the upper side, what happens? We say this market is dominated by who? Buyers. Okay. So when we get a breakout on the upper side, as traders, we go and buy that commodity. Okay. I talk about all this for my beginners. Please bear with me. Kesho asubuhi nitafanya class introduction to forex. Now, when the market breaks below, this market is going down. What happens when the price goes down? We do what? We sell. Okay, so let's look at examples of these crazy markets. The market has been crazy on us of late. Market inatupeleka mbio bana. This market wants to send us back to village. Hii soko inataka kuturudisha mbooni. Mr. Robert, hiyo baridi yote tutatoboa kweli? Vic, tutatoboa hii baridi ya mbooni? So when let's identify these three major moves. So example, let's go as a team. I want us to switch on our microphones. Tuimbe ile wimbo ya Sunday school. Okay, tuimbe ile wimbo ya Sunday school. So this is a uptrend. Okay, this is a we have bearish and bullish. We said the bullish, the candles go up, bearish candles go down. Okay, now this is a bullish. Okay, this one, this one, this one, consolidation or range. Okay, this one, this one. Okay, naona sasa tumeshika sasa watoto watashindwa. Dadi anasema bullish, bullish, bearish. Hizi ni gani baba anasema? Okay. Now, so those are examples. Now let me identify just random moves. What is this? Consolidation. Okay. What is this? Uh, let's look on another one. What is this? What is this? What is this? Consolidation. Sawa sawa. Now, I want us to observe something. After every consolidation, we say there must be what? There must be a breakout. So after every consolidation, just expect a breakout. Now, let's see where we can get a breakout. So this is where we get a breakout. Breakout number one, we change the color to white. Breakout number one. So at this breakout, did we buy or we did a sell? This breakout. Fail. Okay. This breakout, sell. No, no, got you. Okay, take it. Close the door. This one, bullish. Okay. Naona tumeshika gari. Nifungie mlango. So after every consolidation, anytime you see a range in market, just know after this there must be a breakout. And we said if we get a breakout on the upper side, we are going to buy. Okay. If we get a breakout on the lower side, we are going to sell. Now, what happens when the market is within this region? What do we do? Do we buy or we sell? When the market is within this region, what do we do? Okay, stay away. So we patiently wait, okay? Or we avoid that market. Sawa sawa. Now, I want us now to go deeper now. From that, I want us to go deeper. Now, remember, Martin, I want to correct you something. I'll be correcting you as we learn. That's why I always say, please send your screenshots anytime we learn something, because we are learning practicals. I don't do theories. Mimi sipendi theories hata kidogo. Mimi na theories hatuwezi patana hata kidogo. So I always prefer doing practicals. So anytime we learn something, please don't be left behind the way I formed that group. We are here for a key goal. We are here for one goal, just to learn. Hakuna mtu anajua mwingine hapo. So we are here to learn. Please always make sure you share your screenshot in the group anytime we learn something. This will determine how long it will take for you to understand these concepts. Okay, so make sure you are very passionate. I always tell my students to stay, make the chat your best friend. Make this chat your best friend, because the more you spend time on that chat, the more you become so competent. Okay, the more you practice, the more it sinks in you. So make sure always you do your practice. Kuna mtu ako na swali? Yes, yes, Gabriel. Yes, that is Zealands. I'll sort you after this. That is Zealands. That is not trading view. Okay, okay. This is trading view. I'll sort you out after this. Okay. So for you, let's just do it haraka haraka. Now, if you want to open the trading view, you simply come to the website www.tradingview.com, www.tradingview.com. For the beginners, I talk about this platform. So once you open like that, Martin, itakuletea option ya search hapa. It will also tell you to register at this level here. It will tell you to create an account. Okay? So just press here. Ama ingine itakwambia just get started. Press get started at this level. Then just follow the instructions, enter your email, and that's all. After that, you'll be supposed to come and do a search here. Search the pair that you want to trade. For instance, we are trading gold. You search gold like that. So once you search gold, you just select any company, any broker that you want to use. I talk about the brokers for the guys who are new. So you see this chart like that. Anyway, ukipotea just hit my inbox after this before nilale, because mimi hulala mapema kama kuku. Before I sleep, make sure you reach out to me. I'll help you set this out, because let's focus on the class. I'll sort you out after this session. Please inbox me. I'll also share the link to the trading view in the group, so you can easily register. Don't pay for anything. Hausilipe chochote. Now that's all. So for us to identify consolidation, remember guys, for the guys who are joining now, I'm giving you an assignment, Mr. Robert, Vic, and all the guys who are new. Doreen, is it Doreen or Doreen or Dorothy? I'm going to give you an assignment today to study about candlesticks, candlesticks in forex. Okay, ukipotea utaniambia. Candlesticks in forex, names of candlesticks. Make sure you take a screenshot after finish. Names of candlesticks ziko na majina tofauti. Meaning, what the meaning of every candle, meaning of different candlesticks. That's the assignment I'm giving you. So, please make sure you do that assignment. Take a screenshot. Let me send in the group. Please take a screenshot. Okay. Group 1. Imetuma. Let me say DD. Group 2 imetuma that screenshot. So that's the assignment. Okay. So after that, now we are going to look at these candlesticks. So all these we call them the candlesticks. We have the red and green candlesticks. The red one we say to represent the sellers. The green one represents the who? The buyers. So a candlestick, they have different names. All these are candlesticks. Hizi vitu zinakaa hivi ziko na mkia. These are what we call the candlesticks. All these are what we call the candlesticks. Utu turangi. I'll talk about the introduction tomorrow. So for these candlesticks, a candlestick has three major parts. You remember parts of our body? Ukiwa nursery school, parts of our body. Please mute your mics for now. Sitauliza swali for now. Please mute your mics for that we are together. Because I'm recording this session, so after this, if you feel hujaelewa kitu, just visit my YouTube channel. You'll find more classes about the same. You'll find this latest class that we are doing right now. Then you'll be able to go and revise there or go through the videos again over and over again. That's why I'm recording. So please switch off your microphones. Kuna msee bado wamewasha mic yake. Please switch off that microphone, please, so that the audio can be very clean. I don't want to mention your name. Please switch off your microphone. Okay, nice. So this is a candlestick. So anytime you see this candlestick, it has these three parts, okay? It has this, iko na mkia kubwa, na mkia kadogo, na iko na kitu kubwa hapo katikati. So this is a candlestick. So this candlestick has three major parts. We have this upper wick. We call this the upper wick. Just like any other candle that you light at home, that is the upper wick. This is where you light the candlestick. This is where to go the body, and the work of the body is to melt. Okay, is this candle is can I say on fire? When this wick is lit, you'll always see this body melting like that. Okay, so this we call it the body. So this is the body. This is the body of that candlestick. Okay, so this is the upper wick, this is the body, and this is this other part, we call it the lower wick. So this is the upper wick, the body, and the lower wick. Those are the three major parts of a candlestick. So I want us to be careful. In this class, we are going to look at this part of a candlestick only. When you are looking at the consolidation, we are going to focus on this region only. Forget about the wicks. Forget about all these wicks. Forget about these wicks. Let's focus on the body. So for us to identify consolidation and know this market is not on an uptrend, this market is not on a downtrend, this market is consolidating within the same region. Because I said a consolidating market, candles are printed alongside each other. Okay, candles are printed within the same range like that. Zinafuatana. So for us to identify consolidation, we look at this body of a candlestick. Okay, for instance, if you want to look at the candle, the body of this candlestick, let's see an example. You see? Now, for the guys who are asking how to zoom your chart, Martin, this is for you. How to zoom your chart. We touch this price here. Unaona hii side ya juu. Unashika hivyo, then you make sure the cursor has two arrows facing the opposite side. You just zoom like that. You hold your mouse and you zoom like that. That's how you can make your candles long. Okay? If you want to make your candles big or thin, you just hold there. This is where we have time. I'll talk about the time frames. I'll talk about this. So you can zoom like that. So that's how you balance your candles. Okay? To make them long, okay? Ona vile zimekuwa mrefu. To make them short, like that. So always make sure you can see your candles clearly. Don't strain your eyes at unaanza kukaribia screen to make sure you can see the consolidation. Because if I zoom like that, you can't know which market is consolidating or which is the up trade or the clear down trade. So for you to be able to see clearly, you make sure you zoom your candles like this. Then you can see the market clearly. So this is a down trade and this is the up trade. Now, for us to identify consolidation, we look at where the body of the candlestick is closing. This is the body of a candlestick. Let me delete this. So this is the body without wicks. This is the body. They are printed alongside each other. It doesn't matter the size. It doesn't matter the color of that candlestick. So long as they are within the same range, that market is consolidating. Okay. Let me add some wicks because I know it might be a trouble to some of you to understand. Those are wicks. Those are wicks. It doesn't matter how long or short the wicks are, like that. Those are wicks. You can see these are the wicks I'm talking about. Hizi ndo naita wicks. Unaona hutu tudogo tuko hapa juu. These are what I call wicks, and on the lower side, these are what we call the lower wicks. So these are the upper wicks, and these are the lower wicks. And in between, we have the body. So when you are looking at the consolidation, you identify the highest point of that consolidation. Okay, mali body imeanzia ama mali body imeishia. Look at this upper side, and which is the lowest one. Let me change this candle ndo tuelewe, watu wasianze kuona ni kama we can use the same candle. This one. So which is the lowest point of that consolidation? The opposite side. So tumeangalia side ya juu, the highest point, and the lowest point of that consolidation. Okay, so you can see this market is consolidating within that region. Now, how do you mark it clearly so that you are very accurate in your analysis? We use this something we call the rectangle. Click the rectangle here, click the highest point and the lowest point, like that. Okay, so the market is consolidating within which region? You can see this market is consolidating within this entire region. You can see this entire region, just playing games within that region. So that's what we call consolidation in simple terms. I don't know if you're together. Okay. Kuna msee ako na swali? Nimeenda marathon. Please usiogope kuuliza. Usiogope kuuliza. Please shoot your questions. Usiogope kuniuliza. Please uliza swali. Ukisikia umepotea, just ask your question. Okay, so it means kila mtu ako sawa. Okay, now let's do this. Now, when you identify that consolidation, and see this market is consolidating within this region, how do you know that I'm out of this danger and this is the right time for me to buy and sell? How do you know you're out of this entire region? How do you know you're out of this danger? So for us to know that we are out of this danger, we only look at one thing, okay? We just want to see a candle which will close above this danger zone, okay? So if I get a candle which closes above like that, and obviously it will be a green candle. If the candle closes above, I know I'm out of this danger. So this will be a nice opportunity for me to take a watch, a buy. Okay. Now the opposite of that, if this candle closes below this region, if I see the market closing below this region, this will be a nice opportunity, obviously, to be a red candle. So this is will be a nice setup for me to do what? To say, nani hajaelewa, please ask your question. Time frame. Yes. Okay. Okay. We call that a retest. But I'll talk about that. Hatujafika. Tukule tu kadogo kadogo tu. Pole pole tu. Pole pole. Kidogo kidogo. Tukule pole pole. But that's a nice question. Ingine? Hapo ndo tunaelekea. A nice question. Another one? That's a nice one. Tuende. Another one. Time frame. Okay, I'll talk about time frames. I just want you to understand when the market is consolidating and how to identify that consolidation. Only. Story ya nini tutaongea baadaye. Now, story ya time frame will have a separate class about time frame. I'll talk about the time frames. But for now, I'll talk about the retest also. But for now, tushike tu hii concept very simple. Breakout. As the candle closed above. Remember, closing above doesn't mean ati wiki imetembea hapa so you can enter. No, you must wait for that candle to finish forming. Candle ikiisha, that's the only confirmation. Okay, that's a week, this is a week, and that is another week. If this body closes above this region, this consolidation, that's the only right time for you to take a bot, to take a buy. If this body closes below your region, that is a perfect time for you to take a what? To take a sell. Are we together? So let's go to the chart and look at all these regions. Let's look at these consolidations. Uh, let's look at these zones. Look at this perfect one. Hii imeanza consolidation kutoka hapa all the way to this region. So hata tunaweza anza hapa. Wacha tuanze tu hapa because we are learning today. Wacha tuanze tu this small region from here to this region. So how to identify the consolidation? Take your rectangle. This is the highest point and this is the lowest point of that consolidation. We mark like that. The reason why I'm marking moving this forward, the reason why I'm moving forward, because our calendar, our Forex calendar moves forward. Okay, this is 2026. Next year will be 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030. Like that. So our calendar moves forward. That's why I'm drawing nikienda na mbele sirudi na nyuma. Okay? Because this is where we get our calendar. Unaona? Nikiekelea mouse hapa, nikiekelea kasa yangu hapa, this was on 27th February 27th saa 4 mchana. Okay? So this is the calendar, this is where we get the calendar, and this is the price. So this is the price of gold, and this is the calendar. I'll talk about all these time frames in the introduction class tomorrow. So when you identify the highest point of that consolidation, this is the highest point, and this is the lowest point. I'll not take long. I know there are some guys may ambush. So this is the highest point, and this is the lowest point of that consolidation. So you mark using that rectangle, and the rectangle is found here. You see, there's this brush here. So there's a drop down menu. Hapa utaona kaaro kadogo. When you put your cursor there, utaona kaaro kadogo itakwambia geometric shapes. You click there, you can select your rectangle. You click once, then you can come and you draw like that. So I have identified that consolidation. So how do you know there's a breakout? Which candle closed above this region or below? What happened after this consolidation? There was a breakout here. So that's the candle. Look at that body. Let me zoom. You can see this body closed above my region. Did it close above this region? This is the candle above. So when the candle closed above, we said we do what? We buy. And you can see there was a very clean buy all the way to that level. Let's see the opposite. Niwapee kitu ingine, another different view. What happens? Let's look for a breakout on the lower side. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Is this enough to call consolidation? Yes. These candles are printing alongside each other. These are some sort of consolidation. So this is the highest point and this is the lowest point. So let's draw this entire candle, this entire region like that. So what happened after this breakout, after this consolidation? There was a what? So where is the breakout? So what happened after the breakout? There was a what? There was a big drop. There was a sell. Okay. Then there was another consolidation here. After this consolidation, there was another what? Bearish movement. So another one, you can see this market is already consolidating. This market, the current market here, and I'm in a trade which is running. I'm in some few losses here, but I'm holding. I know it will go up. So this is consolidation. So after this consolidation, we are expecting a what? A breakout. And when we get a breakout on the upper side, we take a what? We take a buy. When we get a breakout on the lower side, we take a what? We take a sell. Okay? So that's what we do. Kuna mtu mwingine ako na swali? So which candle caused the breakout at this level? This one. After this consolidation, which candle caused this breakout? This one. Let's look at the bullish one. After this consolidation, which candle caused the breakout? This one here. So this was a bullish move and this was a bearish move. Okay, these are bullish breakout and these are bearish breakout. So some people call this accumulation and distribution because anytime you see the market candles being printed alongside each other, when anytime you see some sort of consolidation, hiyo ni inafanya pikiponki inacheza tu hapo, inacheza tu place moja, hakuna place inaenda, inajifanya inapanda inashuka, inajifanya inashuka inapanda, so it will just play within this region. So because this is a danger zone, some people call this accumulation. Okay, this is when the market is gathering momentum, this is when the market is fueling, this is when the market is gathering energy. Okay, market inajitayarisha. So anytime you see this, just know there will be a crazy move. That's why I said it's a danger zone, because if these crazy moves find you in the wrong direction, the wrong side of the market, you are going to lose. Okay, so after this accumulation, what happens to the market? The market starts now to distribute. It starts now to release money to the market. So this market has already gathered enough momentum. What happens when you fuel your car? The car is able to move. So, and this is what we call the distribution. So the distribution happens either on the upper side, on the bullish side, or on the bearish side. So this is what we call a breakout. At this level, this is what we call a breakout, and this is also what we call a breakout. Nani atashikanisha hiyo kitu? I think I'm used the simplest language. Nimerudia mara 10. Nani hajaelewa tafadhali? Just tell me. Please usiogope. Niambie tu nirudie. Nitarudia kutoka introduction. I'm waiting. Robert, are we together? Yes, yes. When candles are printing alongside each other, I just say that is consolidation. Hata kama ni moja, obvious utangoja kando ya kwanza, ya pili na ya tatu. Let's say like two, three candles. That's enough to call a consolidation. I'll talk about the time frames. I'll talk about the time frames because you can find this one candle, or these are two candles. You can find a red and a green candle alongside each other. But when you go to lower time frame, like 30 minutes or 15 minutes, you find there are many candles. I'll talk about that. So for now, just know three candles are consolidating. They form a consolidation. Hiyo tu ni roughly ile tu nimesema tu yangu. But obviously it cannot be one candle. Huwezi sema hii candle ina consolidate na iko peke yake. We must see this kind of a move. Candles printing alongside each other like that. Okay, that's a nice question. Swali ingine? Yes. I'll talk about the retests. Tukimalizana na hii chapter ya consolidation. Remember guys, I'm teaching you five different strategies or different approaches. Na hizi zote unaweza tumia kutengeneza pesa because I use them daily. So we're going to cover consolidation. We are going to cover this is consolidation. We are going to cover support and resistance. We are going to cover the Fibonacci, Fibo, okay, whichever, Fibonacci, like that. I think that's the spelling. Then we are going to look at the Fib support resistance, the fair value gaps. Then the last one we are going to look at the RSI. Then of course ile ingine sasa tunaenda Mombasa. Tunaenda Mombasa. Tunaendea GLE. Okay? And that is risk management. And this is where we do now our real trading. So if we cover these five concepts, you guys should be able to trade on your own without even my influence or without my signals or without relying on anyone's signals. So before we finish this consolidation tomorrow, I'll talk about what happens when we get a breakout. But for now, I need you to identify the breakout. Identify this breakout. Identify this consolidation, identify the breakout. That's the assignment I'm giving you. Kama unajua unaenda job mapema kesho, fanya assignment yako saa hii kabla nikutume kwa mzazi or before I finish. Okay? So identify this consolidation, mark using the rectangle, then draw for me where you can see the breakout. With that said and done, thank you for your attention. We meet in the next one. Our next session is tomorrow at 8 a.m. Kenyan time. Nikichelewa 10 minutes ama 15 minutes at most. 8 a.m. Kenyan time. Wale wata make watu wa 8 to 5, we meet tomorrow same time in the evening 8 p.m. Can we call it a night? Thank you, ma'am. Okay, have a good night. I'm sending this recording